Hey folks! Welcome aboard everybody. Today's stream, well, it was a little tough for me to choose what I actually wanted to play after I finished Vector Man in one stream, which I was a little shocked by actually. So, I had a couple options, and I do want to, put them forward, so that way anybody can go like, hey, why did you choose this out of all things? And some of the other things I was looking at was, a friend sent me Cassette Beasts recently, so that's somewhere on the docket. I was looking at the translation patches of Keitai Denju Telefang, which, for those of you who are unfamiliar, Telefang was a game that was, quote, released and, quote, translated in the United States in the very early 2000s/late 90s as Pokemon Diamond and Jade by some enterprising bootleggers. Interesting little bit of history there, so that would be something to check out. I also thought about, I was made aware even just as early as today, recently, of a hack of Phantasy Star Online for the GameCube. And I do want to take a look at that, but I think that's probably going to end up being a thing I do offline. So, why did I come to the conclusion of streaming a Lemmings game? A lot of people here love it, but I have a feeling that Lemmings is not going to be considered the sort of thing that streams well for a lot of people. Tends to be perceived as being a little bit slow-paced, thinky. The real answer here is because I saw a certain someone playing it again recently, but ultimately it's just because I wanted to, and I love Lemmings quite a bit. Lemmings, in fact, yeah, that's... See, Tav's on the money there a little bit, and it's... Really, Lemmings is the first video game that I ever remember playing as a child, and I was quite young when I played a little bit of it. Might be a bit of an interesting choice to be playing when you're 3 years old, but I've told the story about encountering the Menace level and freaking the fuck out because A, I was afraid of family seeing something that gory, and B, it just kind of scared me a little bit. But I digress. Today, we are taking a look at a pack called Lemmings Redux. Lemmings Redux is made of 5 difficulty levels with 32 levels each, if I recall correctly. So 160 levels from across the entire history of Lemmings. Not just from the original Lemmings and Oh No More Lemmings. We've also got stuff from Holiday Lemmings here. There are a few levels from a few like offbeat, one-off kind of things. There were some that were included with strategy guides. There's all the holiday stuff that they gave out. There are, if I'm not mistaken, even levels from Lemmings to the Tribes that are in here that were ported from the... Oh, God, from the Classic Tribe. I had to remember what it was called. That were added in there.
Guile's theme goes with everything. Even
Irene, please. That's...
What? Some like it mellow.
Don't, Arguably, this is every Lemmings level. I wouldn't say that. There are quite a few more levels than just this. Again, this is 160 levels, like I said. Between just the original and Oh No More Lemmings, there are 220. So it's roughly, I would say, more than half. Because I don't quite think there are 320 when you add up all the, like, the stuff from the Prima Guide, or the budget ports that don't have the crossover levels, or the thing for Kovac speakers. I don't believe well, maybe there are, because there's quite a lot in the Genesis port, but I digress. Let's just move on and get into it. We're probably going to just absolutely burn through several of these earliest levels. And I don't know, maybe we'll shoot the shit about some other things. It's just a bit of friendly banter. Oh, wow, that's showing me a lot of guidance there, even more than usual. So today, by the way, we are using the Super Nintendo soundtrack, just for a little bit of a change, because I'm pretty sure I did play some stuff on Neo Lemmings before. and I believe I used the DOS soundtrack for that. Tragically, the PC, well, the PC CD-ROM one, I should say, is not available as a music pack, probably because you'd have to rig all that stuff up to loop, and yeah, they don't really do that very well, being, you know, CD audio. What do you expect, right? And yeah, lots of Oh No More Lemmings. A horse's... somebody posting a horse's ass in chat there. The one difference, of course, because there are some... this uses the... Oh, you're already there. I didn't hear the noise. The Oh No More Lemmings tracks that... Because Oh No More Lemmings included 6, pardon me, exclusive tracks. We're using the DOS versions of those, because that's the one that tickles my nostalgia glands a little bit the most, then yeah. That is true. I could just go and rip those from somewhere and save them as the appropriate file name. Yes, I'm sorry. For the Oh No More Lemming stuff, we have the DOS versions. We're using the SNES version for everything else. Because, yeah, there's no SNES version of the Oh No More Lemmings tracks, as you are not shocked to understand. Yeah, I'm sorry. I probably blitzed through that a little fast. I talk both fast and slow at the same time, to put it one way. So often I'll just be like, okay, yeah, I skipped over words. That's true, yes. This is the only level from the original fun difficulty that is not recycled anywhere else in Lemmings, period. Except for a beast of a level, yes. I don't believe that the replacement for that in, for example, Budget Amiga Lemmings and stuff like that repeats elsewhere. But yes, more or less the only one that does not repeat. Certainly close enough for our purposes. Also, I'm going to hazard that I've said it before, because I have played the original Lemmings and Oh No More Lemmings on this channel. I believe through Neo Lemmix. So, Neo Lemmix is an engine clone, if you will, for the original Lemmings. It's a platform for a lot of custom stuff. So you can see down here that our release rate is 50 for this level. In the original, this is a release rate of 1. The minimum release rate is basically lowered effectively to permit some more customization for, well, for custom levels. It might be a while before we ever see any of that on this channel, but it's not entirely unlikely. And if we do, there will probably be some more interesting things going on musically. Or heck, who knows? I could just switch up the packs between streams if I feel like. It is that easy. I mean, I could entirely replace the soundtrack with something completely different if I felt like. In fact, looking at the music pack formatting on on Neo Lemmix, it would probably be quite easy for me to set up something that's just entirely a completely different soundtrack, like a custom number of tracks and stuff. If I wanted to have something with 30 tracks instead of the 23 that it is, I could do that if I felt like it. And hey, Lears, how's it going? And I hope everyone else is having a good evening too. I haven't left you folks out. I've just been speeding past a bunch of things a little bit and not even clicking the fast forward key. Oh, that was quite a weird bit of hang there. You know, come to think of it, it is kind of strange how, like, slow-paced a lot of the soundtrack is for the SNES version of this. And very low-key and subdued. The names of the difficulty settings in this are... I forget. Gentle is the Babby tier difficulty here. Well, that's our first set of levels, is Gentle. The last one is Lunatic, and I can't remember what the intervening ones are. Do I have a... Okay, yeah, so the F key is my fast forward. That's good. I don't remember what my frame skips or anything are, but... I mean, I come from a specific period of playing with stuff of this nature where Lemmings was the main, like, simple way of doing this that didn't involve DOS or anything. So I'm very much used to just having a fast forward. Oh, and the pointer mechanic, but we'll check that out in more depth in the future. I like the way you think, Lears. That is deeply humorous to me. I mean, especially if I wanted to stick with what, like, just video game soundtracks, which, I mean, hey, yeah, I'd like Twitch not to get too far up my bunghole about this or anything else I do. There's definitely enough, like, basically power metal in video game soundtracks that I could easily do something incredibly silly along those lines if I wished. Ooh, yeah. Oh, I forgot about this thing. Okay, so it didn't pop up the, it didn't show this window in OBS, but there's something in Lemmings called talismans. These are little extra challenges you can do to get a little bit more 100% completion. So this one has a talisman. It didn't show what needs to be done here of saving all of our Lemmings, all 20, using only builders. So yeah, also I guess you can see, hey, yeah, newer versions of Lemmings, it's changed a little bit. And yes, I agree with you 100%, Roundy. The tame levels are what you might call incredibly underwhelming. So I'm probably gonna goof around a little bit with them. Just to do something a little bit different, possibly. But also, I don't know what all I can do with most of these to be like, hey, yeah, here's something slightly more entertaining. Okay, so we got one dude coming through. Most excellent. Because I guess, hey, fair enough. Let's show off a little bit of technique early on. Something that we're going to end up having to do for real in later levels. The bootleg of this starring some ants? You joke about that. I think it's a joke anyway. But I have seen that before. That there's... It's for some basically Game Boy knockoff called the Mega Duck. I saw this in an Ashens video, and it's a Lemmings clone, just full stop, except they're ants. It's a licensed March of the Penguins DS game that is essentially a Lemming-like. Your sister had it when she was a kid. Interesting. I suppose that I shouldn't be, like, super surprised by the fact that there's that great of a preponderance, pardon me, of Lemmings clones out there. Even though it does kind of feel like a genre that is no longer much of a thing. Oops. And this is why you usually want to pause and check your stuff a little more closely. Oops. I let somebody die because I'm a fraud, that's why. It's alright, just don't pause on too many frames of death and it'll be fine. Keep your hair on, Mr. Lemming. Added with like an added comma this time. Is it the... Yeah, there's a thing that will display a ruler for you. Save 30 without using builders. That is, that's possibly, like, that might be quite easy, actually. Yeah, so originally the title of Keep Your Hair on, Mr. Lemming was one that did not have a comma on it in any location whatsoever. Because it was hair as in short for crosshair. Which, granted, like, nobody has ever... Well, maybe not nobody, but... extremely few people have ever expressed it that way before, but... I feel like being like, keep your hair on, Mr. Lemming, it changes the tone entirely, but eh. No, hair on! Thank you, Lears. Oh, Lionel Hutz. What, truly an individual. You've never seen anyone beat this level this way. Well, to be fair, this is an early part of things where it's like, I feel that I should do things that are a little bit offbeat. Otherwise, quite a lot of these are going to get a little boring. Now, this is one that I am not familiar with, called A Block from Home. It's a Holiday Lemmings level, but it's this early on, how much pain can they possibly put us through, right? Like, what kind of... Oh. Well, that was unexpected. It's workable, but it was unexpected. And past this, I don't really think there's a... Oh, jeez. I accidentally tapped the R key with my horrible finger. While the game is paused, you can click the left mouse button to advance forward one frame at a time. And quite frankly, there is not much need for me to do that, but I figured, why not? Let's just line it up nice and exact, and you can see just how much we can get away with in terms of how much steel we can carve through with a basher there. The finger of death, my horrible finger. God, I hope I'm not dropping frames. OBS doesn't say I've dropped any frames, at least. Must be Twitch. As always, let's go to the moon on Gentle 13. And yes, here we are with the Genesis Lemmings level. This one looks quite nice. I remember this one. I don't 100% remember the solution, though I assume it's quite simple. I like the look of the level, that's all. I'm going to assume that I can... I mean, yeah, obviously it's a safe thing, but I'm just going to assume that I can free this blocker without bombing. Because that's what I want to try to do. You know, why not, right? We have the leeway, we can bomb the blocker if necessary. We only have to save half of our charge here. Okay, yeah, I figured that could be walked up. Go back a frame here. I overdid that more than slightly. Yeah, see? Easy. Well, yes, you probably shouldn't eat the lemmings. I don't think that's going to be healthy for you in the long run. There's a couple of chameleons that we should be telling that to much later in the game, but I digress. I think that's the only thing in the game that, like, actually eats lemmings, though. Are those chameleons. Cindyland is the name of this level. This is a Holiday Lemmings level, and we've got 2 exits here, both of which look reasonably easy to get to depending on our task assignment, which is quite generous. Yeah, that's gotta be a safe. What key is it they... Oh, not L. I? No. Huh, I don't know what the hotkey is offhand then. Oh well. I'll have to double check it. It might be that my options are a little different. So, I want to see something. Does this... Oh, we can start batching as close as that. Oh, please, I'm sure somebody has designed that before. Wait. I've been around enough weeb circles. People will absolutely make anime girl versions of anything, and they will necessarily be bizarrely attractive. Oh. Oh god, what? I shouldn't have said anything, should I have? Now you're gonna start shitposting about... Oh, right. It's okay, it's not like this whole stream is a whole shitpost anyway, so... Oh god, why would you do this? Finally. Gee, I wish I'd... Can I figure out a way to, like, take back that time that I spent doing maps in 14 with you, dude? Here we are with another Genesis Lemmings level. Darkness of the Royal Family. What a fantastic name that really does not suit this. I mean, I guess it's got, like, slightly, like, inside of a pyramid kind of vibes. Those idiots will never find my hidden base inside of this pyramid. Wait. I can't do a good Robotnik. I can't do good voices, period. My own is enough of a cross to bear, though, so... I'm liking this less and less as you continue to describe it. Now, naturally, I'm fucking this up horribly. Oh, also the trap objects in this game have animations. So that's a little change from our DOS Amiga era, or really any of the console ports either. And it will help us identify things that can kill us. Because, hey, if it's moving, that means at the very least that you can't just dig straight through it. We're fucking fighting Kaiba. Oh, jeez. That's what the future HD ports will be like there, Lears. All right, here we go. Here's our first of the crossover special levels. This is a beast of a level. This is a real classic. I've played only a very small amount of Shadow of the Beast. Also, we have the... Is this the Amiga version? No, this sounds like the DOS version. Okay, so I guess those did get replaced properly. Huh. And by properly, I mean with the wrong set, but otherwise properly, yes. Yeah, it definitely sounds like... Yeah, this has to be the DOS version. I knew it couldn't be the PC, the CD audio version, but the CD audio version does sound mostly the same as the DOS version when it starts up. Until you start getting into some of the real instrumentation, then you can tell, oh, those aren't just your standard DOS synthesizers. But yeah, this has got to be the DOS version. I have strong nostalgia about the sound of that. So I do remember that for some reason the SNES audio pack that I grabbed off of the website didn't have the special level themes in there, which I guess, okay, I think one of the special levels is off of a piece of hardware that basically the level would not have been on the Super Nintendo version of Lemmings, but still, oh well. Eh. I can't believe you, of all people, is trying to call me a nerd. Come on. The drowning one has a shark. That would be kind of fantastic, actually. See, the thing is, also, Lears, that a lot of this absolutely does sound like very, very much like things that you would have gotten out of the game industry in the British Isles. Yeah, there's a talisman. I just forgot to check what it was. It's like, I don't know, save them with 2 builders or something. Move on to You Live in Lem. A very interesting looking fellow here with this strangely shaped, Roundy said a while ago that it looks like some kind of weird creature, and now I can't unsee it. The ribcage is the fossilized brain. Yeah, exactly. Like, definitely, you just sort of look at this thing and it's like, I don't know, it kind of looks like it's scowling in upsetness a little bit. And it's got this, like, seriously thrust out chin. It does. It looks like a very, like, strangely humanoid sort of head. I don't know if they were thinking that when they put the weird dirt chunk together, but hey, why not? Also, yeah, watch out for this bear trap down here. Because if you step in that, this whole thing comes Nah, I'm kidding. That would be really weird if it did. That always kind of makes me nervous because I'm always afraid that I will be just enough too far back from that, or too far forward either. Like, either I'll be too far back that I will land in this part of the trap, which is not a hitbox, or I'll be too far forward that I'll get snapped when I'm building. Probably because I think that's what happened to me the first time I played this level when I was a kid. If I had to guess, I definitely have this sort of memory of that happening to me very early on in my history with Lemmings. Of screwing up something like that and being very upset, as I suppose one probably would be, but... Alright. Let's move on to a level from the PSP version of Lemmings. I have the PSP version of Lemmings. I have never finished it. I'm trying to remember what kind of status my save file last had. I haven't played that in absolute donkey's years. And of course, my PSP battery is, well, gone. I should get a replacement someday. Just because I like having that stuff be usable. I believe I got up to a level in the PSP exclusive stuff called the Wormery, which is a level where you have to build up into diagonal pathways. And when you don't have things to tell you where you're going with that, that's a bit of a pain in the butt. Anyway, now we begin some DOS music in earnest for a few levels. And not just a special level. And otherwise, I got pretty deep into the regular levels. I did most of Mayhem, and the only thing I didn't beat before that was Triple Trouble. Because, of course, Triple Trouble is, well... Triple Trouble is a bit of a monster no matter what you're playing on. So, I hope maybe that's like... I don't have to turn in any of my knows what a video game is cards yet. Meanwhile, this level, Lemming Toast, this is quite simple. This is pretty much just an introduction to the existence of single lemming levels, I guess. Where do you see lemmings? Ah, boy. It's like the Tetris effect, but green and blue. We can only kill 2 lemmings on this level, which is a very thin margin for gentle here, but I don't think we're going to have too much issue with that. 20 builders, I think we'll be okay. That's a lot of turning fellows around that we can do. But I am going to do a lot of frame by frame here. Yeah, this one is a little bit intense in terms of its, like... It is, cacophonic, I think, might be the word that I would describe it as, which probably sounds a little bit harsh to some people, because that's, like, what you would use for something a little bit worse than this. This is at least musical, but... I don't know, this sounds like it goes a little bit too hard in a way that's not, you know, super fun, at least in my opinion. Okay, I guess we're gonna have to kill at least one lemming here, because we need a blocker. I probably could have done this with no deaths if I had chosen a path that sucked less, but... well... we're here now. I think one of the other things that gets me about this is that the size of the soundtrack and the size of the level pack in Oh No More Lemmings are just such, basically, that I'm pretty sure you end off on this song if you play through the whole 100 levels in one shot. So you have this on a really awful level too, called Look Before You Leap, which I'm quite confident is not in this pack because it's stupid and bad and based on a mechanic that the community rightly thinks kind of sucks. And yeah, basically nuts to this track. And nuts to this level for making me think that I could have gotten away with it without killing anybody, and yet here we are. Oh, I'm kind of curious about that. That could be interesting. Here we are on Gentle level 20, Patience. Ah, yes, I remember that Guns N' Roses song. This one is coming in kind of a bit late compared to where it is in actual Lemmings. Yeah, Lears, we're thinking the same thing, huh? Amazing. And possibly slightly worrying to have our brains line up like that, but it's a little too late to do anything about it now, so let's be slightly disappointed that that isn't as clean as I would like it to be, but oh well. Can that fix it? Easy, yeah. Oh hey, I think we can even turn this into a save 100% level if we want to. Yeah. Granted, this is primarily based on the backing of us having a lot of builders to do it with. If this were the later game variant of this map, we would not be able to do anything like... well, especially because we wouldn't have a blocker there, but I digress. I don't believe that's in this pack, so we won't get to discuss it, unfortunately. Here we are, level 21, Lemmings in the Attic. Getting a... I think this was like actually kind of mid-tricky, surprisingly, right here, but this is also a pretty easy one, so I get it. This wants us to beat it without using any builders for the talisman, by the way. Which sounds like a real pain in the butt. But I'll figure that out when I get to it. If I do talismans, it'll be later on in the proceedings. I did not need to do that. From GNR to Aerosmith. I mean, it is a natural progression, isn't it? Or at least one that would make a little bit of sense to some people. Oh, okay, right. That guy just goes back through the ladder and isn't blocked by it. Ladder, I say. But, I mean, it's kind of like a ladder. A very diagonal ladder. And look at me raising the release rate this frickin' late. And yeah, 50 builders, by the way. 50 builders! This is kind of a thing that you got a shocking amount of in the tricky difficulty in Lemmings, is here are build-a-thons that are just, like, even more monstro than some of the stuff that you got in Fun. Admittedly, this level 100% does not need to be in tricky. This is pretty easy. Like, oh, what? You have to remember to not blow up the blocker because it'll put a hole in the floor? Wow, way to put things later in there to be like, hey, yeah, you don't even have to be awake for this first difficulty, kid. I'm being a little mean, but here we go. Let's be careful out there. This one's a bit more of a real level, I think. Yeah, this is a level that's quite interesting to try to save 100% on. I know that. Actually, I think that's what the later version of this is, right? Is save 100%. Until then, though, we can just do this the simple early game way. Also, for anybody who is thinking it, unfortunately, I believe direct drop is just not a thing in Lemmings. We can't just dig a hole straight to the exit. I would love to, but I don't think we can. Correct me if I'm wrong. If anyone knows offhand. If not, well, that's okay too. Is that all the lemmings out? I assume it is. I raised that release rate way too late. Just always. Alright, we got a couple of fellas left here. Let's nuke. Yeah, they are on a timer. I forgot to pay attention to that during the last level where we had to nuke to exit the level. But here we are, another PSP Lemmings level. I'm saying here we are a lot for some reason, as if there's anywhere particularly unusual we're getting to. This level is called Pillar Talking. And it is one that I'm diving into headfirst here without actually knowing what we're doing. That's probably a silly thing to do, isn't it? So what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna let everybody come out. I probably should speed this up using a little bit of this action. But also, I probably wanted everyone spaced out a little better here for reasons. And this might get a little bit crusty because we gotta get things set up where... Okay, this is not gonna be that bad actually, so... It might be that bad actually, but we'll find out when we get there. Which is pretty much the other thing that I say all the time. I say it is what it is, here we are, and we'll find out when we get there just constantly. It might be a bit of an issue, but on the other hand, perhaps not. As for me, I don't think I want to find out. Perfect. We can actually do a perfect gasket seal here, and we don't even turn around. Nice. I'm gonna back up just a little bit here. Again, to reduce the amount of turnarounds. The only thing that the clock is doing for us is telling us how much time we've spent on any of these levels. So it's not like we're racing, except for a few levels later, but we'll handle that stuff when they come up. Because they will. But yeah, see, easy level, and I didn't even know what I was doing at first. I just sort of played it by ear, and we got away with that, and that's why it's in the first difficulty, I guess. And Rainbow Island. Ooh, yes, this is actually from like the end of Tricky, I believe, but it's a fairly simple level. As we make our way back to the world of Genesis, to the world of Super Nintendo music, pardon me. Oh, wrong one. That's okay. Thankfully, we're not in any, like, danger or anything. We don't have to worry about... I didn't goof up in a real way. All I did was accidentally select a climber instead of increase release rate. Now, here's what we're gonna do. Just for the purposes of making things a little bit safer... Oh god, I didn't even realize there were that many of... Yeah, that's fine. It's a bit of a janky solution, but... I mean, if it gets the job done, we have plenty of extra tools. Why not, right? And yes, they did actually give us that many extra tools for this level in the original version of this. Did I pause? I paused. Okay, good. I was like, wait a sec. Yeah. Again, very sensitive keyboard. Like, I'm not 100% sure why they needed to give us a level where it's like, hey, you have 10 of everything at the end of Tricky, even in the original game. That's a little overkill. But hey, I didn't design it. I don't know much about game design. Here we are at level... I'm doing it again. This level is called the Crankshaft. This was the last level of Tricky in the original Lemmings. It's a recycle of a map in fun. Save 50 without using builders for our talisman. That is a thing that's shockingly easy to do, actually. And it would be a lot easier if I had placed that correctly, because you can see that the trick with this level is we don't have bashers, right? When this level first comes up, it's a 20 of everything. And normally you just be like, okay, yeah, I bashed through these obvious horizontal bits because... No kidding, what else do you do, right? I goofed. I can fix that. Hang on. And by fix, I mean make worse, but also fix in the actual sense of repairing things. Yeah, see, what I was doing wasn't really the most, viable, now that I think about it. Oh well. again, one of the good things about this is that we have enough resources with which we can goof off. There's no real reason for me to make either of these floaters at this point. But why not? Okay, just turn the athlete around by, oh. I guess not. Excuse me, by the way. That'll be the turnaround. There we go. Oh, Jesus. Oh, why? Bryself giving me the host just in time for me to see me fail at a very easy level. Very funny, sir. Hope you're having a good evening. Thank you for the raid. Thank you to all of my viewers. New, old, and people that I recognize from Bryself's channel. How's the... It's the Rams that you're playing as over in the Tecmo Rando Bowl Season 3 Revenge Tours there, right, Brian? How many people you throwing out the league today? Besides a lot of them. Yeah, see, if we had just not played that badly, I think we could have been okay, but Rams throwing them all. Nice. Level 26, Careless Clicking Costs Lives. An excellent level title. And just an excellent looking level, too. Then again, I love the look of Lemmings architecture just in general. But my nostalgia for this game in general is quite large, so... To be fair... This one's a little bit of a reduced number of skills compared to some of the other stuff we've been doing here. But I think, if I recall correctly, when this showed up in the original Lemmings, it was a 20 of everything level. I don't think we were 10 and 20 builders. Could have been, though. My memory truly ain't what it used to be. And granted, all considered, it wasn't necessarily that much to begin with, so... And this is why you use the hotkeys, kids. Curious. There a... Yeah, it's blocked over there. I just forgot. As usual. Okay, it looks like we don't even need another bridge here. Nice. I mean, we need one here, but that's not the same as what I was thinking. That should be... Yes. I was gonna say, we should be able to step up from that. And we could. Another nice, simple level for us. I swear we're gonna get to real content Again, it sounds rude, but we'll be getting to some more difficult stuff sooner rather than later. But first, we gotta check out another Holiday Lemmings level called Quest for Kieran. With very few tasks to our name here, and I just pressed the wrong button. That should form a nice seal, and not as nice as I was hoping, but we can drive things down a little. Oh. Crap. Get a little bit into the notch there, and yes. Perfect. Now, is this a possible one-bridger? Can we? Yeah. Heck yeah, we can do that in one bridge. I'm so glad for all the, like, measurement shadows and stuff like that. It makes things quite a bit easier for me and lets me do goofy stuff like that with significantly more confidence. This level is called Catch More Floaters, and it is from our friend, the Sega Genesis version of the game, which is now our friend. Fair enough. So we only have one builder, and yeah, this level is about catching floaters. Or catching lemmings and turning them into floaters. One of those. Oh, make sure you go through there, Buster. No, that doesn't work. Will you climb up the thing? Do you die if you do that, buddy? Yes. Dang. That's gonna be a bit of an issue. So now I gotta figure out... So... mining through this is quite reasonable. We have to get through 3 obstacles, though. Oh, I guess we just have to make both of those into climbers. And we make one of them bomb, I guess. Well, I'd say it's a living, but it sure isn't for very long. Oh no, they oh no when they climb and bomb. Pardon me. Unfortunately, it's not really possible for us to just dig through that, otherwise I would. So much for the no-kill solution, I guess. Unless we can just dig through that. You know what? I want to try that. Yeah, you know what? We'll reset this level for a second time. Oh, geez. I actually lost the replay by doing that. Yep. You've got this one for the NES. That's... The NES is an interesting port that I've played only a very small amount of. I'm most familiar with this through DOS. We're playing this through an engine clone called Lemmings, and it uses an interesting variety of levels throughout the game and series history. So this is a level that was exclusive to the Sega Genesis version. Or, well, Mega Drive in Europe. It's probably more appropriate to call it the Mega Drive version because, after all, game of Scottish origin. So, yeah. Had a complete A4 paper full of level codes. Oh, boy. I remember that period for sure. Oh, it gets pretty rough. But I'm feeling quite confident that I'll be able to to get through all of this. Not in one sitting or anything, but I've played this game before. I've played Lemmings quite a bit throughout my life. I'm sure it'll go fine. Ish. And there we go. A level that I actually did manage to find a solution where I didn't have to kill anybody. Neat. So what do we got on... 29, not 30. Here's another Genesis Lemmings level, and you can tell that next Randlock session is on Friday. I do randomizer stuff on Friday. I'm almost curious... Oh, is it still out of date? Well, yeah, I'll come back to the level title in a second. So I'm almost thinking if I should do, like, either Monday or Wednesday, I'll do stuff that's a little bit more, like, you know, platformer, a little bit more energetic. And then the other day, I'll do this stuff. And, of course, Friday will be whatever randomizer I'm progging on at the moment, which, in this case, is going to be Randlock. So, yeah. I'm kind of curious if I should do something like that in the future, because I'm sure that some people like look at games like this when I do this or long RPGs and they just kind of get like, will you get back to something with a little bit of energy? Anyway, yeah, this level is called Konnichiwa Lemming-san, and yeah, not the only Japanese level title in the entire Lemmings franchise. There's a couple others, but this one in particular is perhaps not surprising because this is from the Genesis version of Lemmings, which was developed by Sunsoft as opposed to by the original devs. Oh god, I almost said the original devs Psygnosis. That is not true. Psygnosis was the publisher. The original developer was DMA Design. DMA Design, who, as I've said before, later became Rockstar North. Well, we're trying to avoid that today, Retro, but it is frequently a risk in the world of Lemmings. We need to make that safe because otherwise these goofballs will just go right off to their deaths. With almost no tasks at hand, it's pretty easy to look at this and go, oh yeah, obviously, I know exactly what to do. And just to ease things along here, we're going into frame by frame for a second to do that. Ah, crap. They're trapped in there. Never mind, maybe it's not as dirt simple as all that. But that's okay, we can fix that with a quick reset. Oh, stop that, you fucking nerd. Jeez. I ask why my audience is like this, but I know exactly why. Yeah, see? Easy once you know about this. No turnarounds, please. Good. Not that that would have gotten anybody killed, but it just would have lengthened the walkover. And we've screwed that level up enough that I feel I can safely say that's a little bit too much. And this one... Turn around, young Lemmings. I believe the talisman here just wants us to save everybody, yeah? Yeah, save 50 out of 50. Let's do it. Let's turn around and walk the razor's edge. Oh. Oh, the usual way that I would do that is not viable here, is it? Hmm. That floater has to be used for the... Oh, Jesus. Okay. Well, that's quite unfortunate. Thank you, game. We're gonna rewind a little bit here and turn this third lemming into a floater as soon as they come out the gate. That's probably not necessary whatsoever. Especially we probably should, if we really want to do this right, with this level of tightness. Oh. Well, I see that it doesn't like the idea of me doing this, period, so we're gonna have a few more sacrifices, I guess. It's fine. We can let a shockingly large amount of lemmings die here. So, you know what? We're just gonna indulge some of our worst sensibilities here and let a couple of lemmings who absolutely do not deserve this kind of treatment. Nah, we're gonna bail them out. This is sort of an idea as to what this is going to look like when we go for 100%, just with many more builders. In fact, I wonder if we'll even have enough for that. Again, though, that's a ways off. We'll find out eventually. Level 31, Doomsday. This is a fun-looking level just from all the visual stuff. Help! Ah! Yes, this fellow wants some help. And we have a slightly oddly shaped obstacle here, which is going to present some unique problems if we were to try to climb over it. And by unique problems, I mean it won't fucking work. That doesn't sound like a very unique problem at all, actually, when I put it that way, but... Never mind, then. I was wrong. It's not a unique problem whatsoever. It's a pretty normal one, actually. And yeah, I'm trying to do a lot of these with as few blockers as possible. Mostly just to be like, hey, yeah, I can do that. Oh. Oh dear. Can you make that a little bit harder for them to get up? You sure can. And let's make you one of those too, just to absolutely solidify our problems here. Careful around that F11 key, don't accidentally click the nuke button, you fool. Background is giving you Utena vibes for some reason. Believe it or not, no, it's actually one of the gym leaders from the most recent Pokemon game. Ah, shh. Well, you reap what you sow, don't you? I'm not completely sure what that means in this context, but it sure do. This is what you might call an unmitigated disaster. Oh god, yeah, it's even worse. Never mind, never mind, never mind, never mind. This doesn't work, period. Okay. I guess I could do, like, more nuke resets, honestly, because I'm sure those are a bit of a... bit more of a crowd pleaser than me hitting restart level. But yeah, I think we have to actually just bomb through this pillar. Whatever the heck I thought I was doing earlier, well, let's just say it's not as smart as all that. But now we have a simple path to the exit. Surely even I can't screw this one up, right? As the left half of my brain looks at the right half of my brain and goes, bitch, is that a challenge? Okay, so we can get a bit of a walking guide there. We should be able to just walk straight to the exits. Yeah. See, I was overcomplicating things again. That is true, Roundy. They probably would in most cases because of those tiny little bits of pixels causing some fun issues. So this level, going their separate ways from the Macintosh version of Lemmings, complete using no more than 20 skills as a talisman here. Interesting. Now, how the devil would you propose we do that, Mr. Lemmings man? Stephen Lemmings the Fourth? Esquire Jones. So the basic level is pretty simple. The top route is free. Half the lemmings get there just by climbing over the walls. Meanwhile, we have the other lemming building the path to the exit on the bottom. I suspect that there's a fairly possible way to, like, make a bridge that catches all these lemmings using 6 bridges, but I don't know if you'd be able to do it on time, is the problem there. Oh gosh, that guy is actually catching up real close. However, I think that's the only one we're going to have to do that for. Yeah. Everything else is fine. I'm surprised that I even had to do a little contingency slowdown thing. Builds a contingency? No, slow down. Wait. So, we have completed the first difficulty. It only took us a little over an hour. So let's take a look at what we're starting with in Quirky. Oh, we're starting with a level that would normally make me puke. Pop your top! And a dog barking in the background. I don't think she's normally very impressed with this either. We got 60 lemmings. We got to save at least 50 of them. And this level is a walking bomber level on rough terrain in Oh No More Lemmings. Meanwhile, because several folks had the bright decision to remove walking bombers as a mechanic that you have to know about in Neo-Lemmings, this is made significantly easier in this era. In fact, I believe there's some stuff we can do to reduce the amount of that bullshit we have to do even further. By just building a couple of bridges in some select places. I forget if this is a level that is such that you could beat it in... that you could beat it with no deaths, even in this format. I mean, especially not in Oh No More Lemmings. Don't even kid yourself, but asterisk if you're not playing it through this engine. But I do not remember exactly for sure here. I'm going to take a little bit of an assumption here. Take an assumption. The hell? I'm going to make a little bit of an assumption here, rather, that it involves me not doing this if I wanted to get everybody... if I wanted to get literally everybody outsies. But I believe I'll be able to deal with just doing this without walking bombers. I also got to remember to get these fellows over the orb there. Stop pondering it, just climb. Come on. We don't have all day here. Well, technically we do have all day because this isn't a timed level. What do you think this is? Just a minute? Oh boy, that's actually in here. Never mind. It's Lemming entry, Watson. Remember this map? I sure do. This one is a fun one. And by that, I mean, it's better than a lot of the other levels in a similar category of stuff that you get. I'm gonna back up a couple frames here, just for safety. So, around midway through Tricky in the original Lemmings, you had several levels that were the early training levels, but they were entirely focused on walking bombers. Or otherwise, exploders in motion. And this one is quite simple, very easy to hash out. I'll definitely take it over the one that's just dig, but with walking bombers, because I always sucked with that because of the rough terrain. Meanwhile, here is what I'm assuming to be the only holiday Lemmings level that is not an ice level, called Vacation in Gemland. And you can probably guess why it's called that. Answer, because they're all going to be in little Hawaiian shirts in this level. Nah, I don't think that's true, actually, come to think of it. So as we take a little journey through Gemland here, we're going to be bashing through that, and I'm going to be taking a look at these other funny-looking obstacles and being like, Yeah, that one gives you, like, the bait of, oh, you can't actually use all of these. Oops. Which is fair enough. I just also very pointedly suck at that one in general because of aforementioned terrain being a little bit non-flat. Is that a death drop? Yeah, it is. Oops. Alright, back up just a little bit here. that should do. But yeah, in general, walking bombers have kind of gone out of style with the community at large, which I think is a quite reasonable decision. Okay, that's ending, so I'm assuming that that's hey, you're gonna die now kind of drop. And that should make it safe. Because, yeah, you build it like 30 degrees or so, as opposed to the 45 degrees you got going with these things, and... Oh, I assume by now that there are... If anybody wants to do anything trolly in Lemmings level design, there's gotta be stuff out there, but it's, like, not like that, basically. Alright, so that should be safe. Although, that's also far too many builders. That's... Ooh, I screwed that up pretty badly. That was what you might call unstrategic, but I was being quite gun-shy about my digging tools. I think this is still salvageable, however. Because we should be able to... Yeah. Because we get some very close drops there. Some real death defiers, you know. Yeah. All right. Go for it from the budget Amiga version. I believe the budget version of Amiga Lemmings is just, it takes out the crossover levels. For reasons that I'm not completely certain of. Maybe there was some sort of licensing-ish... Well... Yeah, actually, there would be a distinct possibility of that because 3 of those games were developed by different companies. I forget who made all... Actually, I want to say that Awesome and both of those Shadow of the Beast games, pardon me, I believe all 3 of those were developed by Reflections. Menace, of course, was developed by DMA Design. I've talked about that before. But all of them were published by Psygnosis. So I don't think that there would have been much of like a conflict there of rights or anything. So I'm not sure why they took those out. Maybe they just needed maybe the disk space was at that much for premium. Admittedly, Amiga discs were quite small. Thing that I had to remember a lot of the time, because those things are even smaller than like what you get for your typical 1.44 meg floppy disk on PC, which I think even that's a double density disk of sorts. But yeah. Level based on Blood Money win? Well, you let me rip the graphics or find the graphics online and wait like, I don't know, 13 years for me to ever be able to finish a project because I'm really fucking bad at that. And sure. Anywho, Wave Master, whenever you hear London Bridge, you go right back to a satire of it you heard. I can dig it. Now, unfortunately, speaking of digging things, I'm not sure how much I can dig this this particular gap going here, because do we have a walker selector? I don't think we do. I just have to go like with absolute pixel precision. Or reverse the frame or something, but go back a frame here. Okay, yeah, sorry for all the frame by frame. This is one of the things that I worry about with regard to the idea of doing Neo-Lemmings stuff. That this would get kind of, you know, not fun to watch. But I'm trying to see how... Oh, I can kill 10 Lemmings. I don't have to worry that much. Sometimes you just gotta take the losses. Yeah, I thought this one was... for some reason, I thought you couldn't kill anybody in this one. I just default to that immediately, like, oh, I gotta save everybody, don't I? Well, you often do, but not in every single one of these cases. Yippee! I know, right? Classic 1 frame per second lemming fun. Ah, yeah, as the stream grinds to a halt, as we encounter quirky level 5, the stack from Oh No More Oh, wait. I'm sorry, this one is actually called Keep All Enemies Out. It's from Genesis Lemmings. But it's basically just a level from Oh No More Lemmings called The Stack. They reskinned a couple of... The Genesis version of Lemmings does use a couple of levels that are just straight from Oh No More Lemmings that are reskinned into the old level tile, the old tile sets. The exact reason for this, I'm not sure, other than the fact that they are ready-made designs that are usually good. And this one, I like this more than the brick... No, sorry. The stack was an ice tile set. This one is using our fancy blue crystals. Knowing how much of Lemming life is just a danger to them, it's probably like copper sulfate or something. But it does look a little bit blue raspberry-ish. Well, maybe not quite, but... It's not that blue, but... You know. Yeah, and again, it's not an entirely unfair thing. Plus, I think most of them kind of fit into the game where they put them. You know, Sunsoft kind of knew somewhat what they were doing. That is hard to argue with. Also, I just like this sort of structure over here of the big stake with the balls on top of it. Yeah, write your own jokes. As a replacement for, like, some sort of weird snow chunk thing that they had in the Oh No More Lemmings variant that I forget what exactly it was. And that was a dumb thing to do. Because that is too far out for that. There we go. That's better. Yeah, like, this doesn't need a time limit attached to it. This is just this nice, hey, learn to do this cool trick sort of thing. It's a good level, is the important part here. And speaking of time limits, here we go. Just a quickie. This is our first time limit level, and it's a 1-minuter. One weird trick that makes Lemmings Masters mad, yeah. We gotta save 20 Lemmings, and it's a pretty simple level, but I don't remember how to do it. Now, surely it's not just do this, right? That would be extremely stupid. Okay, it's a little more involved than that, but only marginally. This guy shouldn't need to turn around, although he is kind of giving me the nerves. In the words of Strong Bad, it give me the giblies. Another thing that's potentially a problem is that I took this long to release everybody. It's alright, we're fine. I didn't completely screw myself, although goodness knows I seem to have been trying. Here's some more PSP Lemmings action for us, with a level called the Runaround, that I don't remember in the slightest. I assume that we want to make somebody take a very long time to do some stuff. On the other hand, this does look like a bit of a straight shot here. Like, there may not be a whole lot of options for us. One, two, three. Okay, yeah, this has to be safe, right? Otherwise, that'd be kind of stupid. Now, I don't think this is what Yes was singing about that one time, but... Oh. I'm just full of the bad jokes and references today, aren't I? Oh. That doesn't work. Well, easy fix for that. We can just rewind a little bit. Simple level, thank goodness. I was about to be afraid I was looking like a huge idiot. Never mind, I do look like a huge idiot. Now, just pretend that you didn't see me fuck up there, and everything will be fine. I mean, honestly, you don't even have to do that and everything will still be fine, but... Ah, here we go. I remembered there was an NES Lemmings level in this pack somewhere. This one is called A Spot of Bother. We got 20 Lemmings, 18 to be saved. So they added Lemmings to this, which is kind of a shock. We have to save all 20 without using builders to get the talisman. A Spot of Bother, though, that really is like the most British possible name that they could give one of these levels, huh? Well, okay, maybe not the most, but darn close. Let's make you float now, just to just to ease our lives a little bit here. We are, in fact, going to take this in the way that's probably a little bit goofy. Oh. I should probably pay attention to everything that's going on here. And we do that before the turnaround happens. You do need to float. And you as well. Float or climber. It should have prioritized making an athlete, I believe. But, you know, don't necessarily count me as a credible source on that one. We're cutting it very, very close here with that. Ooh, I see an issue. I see I have goofed up somewhere, so that is going to have an effect on how some of this continues to go down, I think. And it's going to go down the tubes. We can click this button to sort of skeletonize the level a little bit, if you will. And we can see where the trap hitboxes are because... which is quite helpful. Because we can do stuff like that. Yes. Alright, let's... yeah, this is one of the NES levels. This is the one that I know of in this pack. There might be another one, but I don't recall offhand. Alright, let's go back some. Do this. That's a little too close to the wall, but I don't think I'm going to need any more builders after I finish this, so I'm allowed to do something a little silly here. So yeah, we just climb up. See, at the very least, we still are in a position where we can recover from our screw-ups. Oh, listen, it's in the game. It's fine. I just wanted to make sure, basically, that I could actually do that. That was a legal move, if you will. That wasn't an illegal Lego building technique. Like, I don't know, making a rubber band gun and robbing a bank with it or something. I don't know. I forgot what the joke was, so never mind. On we go to level 9 quirky Exodus. This is another Oh No More Lemmings level that I forget the name of offhand, that was styled up in classic tile sets for our friend Lemmings on the Genesis. So I guess the music is quite fitting right now, huh? In case like that. They give you a little extra stuff here. I'm not confident as to what you would need a blocker for here. Or 2 climbers? Huh. Strange choice, but alright. This is one of those levels where the idea is pretty clear, I think. That you sort of see it and you go, oh yeah, I think I get this reasonably easily. But it is also a little bit offbeat compared to what you would get in normal Lemmings. So it shows up early enough in Oh No More Lemmings, and yeah, basically I understand that, and etc. But yeah, not a hard one. Definitely one that I've seen enough times that I just sort of remember it intrinsically. That is the thing, is that I've played some of these levels so much that I remember them very well. So I kind of wonder if that affects my opinions of a lot of them. Like, maybe this is actually like a real brain buster for people. But I'm just like, yeah, I've played this like a lot of times. This one, however, I have not played a lot of times. This is called The Needs of the Many. This is a Holiday Lemmings level. If I recall correctly, this level... Have a nice night, Roundy, and good luck with that. This level is one of a group of levels in the later Holiday Lemmings packs that are all Star Trek movie references. I don't know if that's absolutely true, but I believe it is. So we start off doing this. And let's back up to the exact frame here and take a look at what kind of a hand we've been dealt here. We're allowed to kill 7 lemmings, but we only have 11 floaters, and we don't have enough of a way to really make a rescue system here. I mean, I guess we could, but we would throw out the rest of the solution to the level. So 4 lemmings are going to die by default, so we have an allowance for 3 kills with bombers. Now, I believe our solution here is we can get somebody up here all the way, bomb, and then bash out to the right, and we can save 10 lemmings that way. I think. I'm going to find out very soon. And that's all our floaters. Just let the others out as soon as the game will let us. And again, go into our frame by frame here for best results. Quite frankly, we don't really need to do that, but you know what? Use the tools you've got at hand, just for the sake of why the devil not, right? And yeah, that's safe, but by a hair's width. Like, that's only 2 pixels, I think. They were that close to death. So yeah, if you want to do this, you have to be exact. Hey! What are you doing, Buster? Who told you to... Did I make someone a climber, like, way too early? I bet I did. Yep. I goofed up slightly, but that's okay. Yeah, you're definitely supposed to do that a little differently. Where, like, you build up to, you know, use the rest of that path, but I figured we could get away with that. Right? Why not? Don't panic. From one sci-fi reference to another, huh? This time, a British sci-fi reference, because, you know, Hitchhiker's Guide, etc. The talisman is just save 30. So, what would we be able to do with that? Well, I think I'll hash that out later, really. For now, that lemming is going to get vaporized. Let's watch this happen. Ah, it's quite a crunchy sound, huh? Eesh. Oh, hey. Remember to pay attention to everything. Don't be a fool. Come on. You've played at least one video game before, I'm sure. Is that yeah, that'll work. Okay. So yeah, this is another fairly simple blow through the wall type of thing. They give you blockers for this, which they did in the original Oh No More Lemmings version too, so it's not like a walking bomber task. But there were a couple of those earlier in the difficulty for Oh No More Lemmings. I remember that. Oop. Oh yeah, we should probably clean up here. Yeah. Now, one more, well, one more is not correct, because there's definitely more of the Genesis dirt tile set in this pack. But here's another one. It's called Over the Wall. And I don't believe we're going over the wall here, because that would kill us. Oh. That kills us only in the you're killing me smalls kind of way. That fella can do that. Is this enough of a... Yeah, we should be able to get up there. I mean, we have to use a second bridge for it, but... It should... No? Crap. What about that? I saw the lines and they were looking a little better, but yeah. Okay. It's like, why isn't it stopping fasting forward? This keyboard is usually way more sensitive than that. It's because I was pressing the wrong key. Haunted Botanical Garden. They've changed this one a little bit from the Genesis version, because this level is one that I think probably deserves a little bit of infamy for being a level that is about dodging around hidden boulder traps. And due to using the Genesis palette, that doesn't have animated traps, so instead they've swapped them out with the bear traps here. Which I think is a fair enough decision, because really, hidden traps in a Lemmings level, that's, you're playing dirty pool at that point a little bit. If you're like, oh hey, yeah, there is a difference to me between game design that is challenging and would really want you to play through multiple times, such as quite a few of the harder Lemmings oh, damn. Back that up. You know, quite a lot of Lemmings levels would expect you to take multiple tries, but I don't think there are levels in the original Lemmings that are designed such that they really want you to die. And, well, okay, again, I'm phrasing this badly, but, you know, I don't think that they really use a lot of that kind of subterfuge, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. So, again, fair adjustment. Yeah. Level 14 quirky. This one is called Meeting Adjourned. It's in the rock tile set. Right, yeah, I'm not talking about stuff that's in hacks. Which, yeah, there have been quite a few custom Lemmings level patches throughout the game's history. Even before the land of ye old engine clones. Even before that took off, there were ways to hack the DOS versions that we could run a custom pack on it. They were rather complicated, if I recall correctly, and I am looking at this like, do I really want to spend more builders on that? Because am I doing this wrong? I'm starting to feel like I'm doing this wrong, actually. Because this doesn't feel like the correct way to trap the Lemmings. Yeah, this is a level where we're not allowed to kill anybody, so whatever I'm doing here, well, don't do that. I'm gonna take a restart here. I've got an idea. Because let me think this through here. Bash 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think we can I think we can do this in... Can we do this in 7 bridges? Can we do it in 6? That's what I want to try, is I want to see if we can get to doing this in 6 bridges. But I don't know if this is a gap sealer here. Yeah, that's going to be a big no-no. Oh, you jerk. That's better. We fixed it. Because we can definitely free this guy with some digging tools, because we have plenty on our side here. Okay, my confidence in this is shot all to hell seeing this. But it would help if I didn't do that. What we need here is distance above all else. We need a little bit of height, but mostly we just need some reach. And we are so not gonna get that. Ugh. So yeah, this is not the solution I'm looking for. No matter how good it looks on paper. And I mean, I think this is pretty decent looking on paper, but yeah, unfortunately, we just can't seal this gap with that few lemmings. I mean, I guess we have a small way of doing it, and it's real stupid. I.e., it is to just have the last guy basically mount a rescue. But yeah, we screwed this up already, so what if instead we try doing a little something like this, where we are just going to turn this tree into tree powder here. At least half of it. Enough to let this fellow climb back up. And, oh geez, I gotta sneeze. Hang on a sec. Ugh. And we basically just do what we did before, but we have a much bigger leeway to get this done, because we don't need to use any bridges, and we can just bash out of that very easily. And ultimately, I have once again managed to trick myself into overcomplicating a level that is probably pretty easy, really. Like, in the grand scheme of things. I did that wrong. Let's let those guys out. Just because we basically are home free at this point. I mean, that's quite a simple step. It's very hard to screw that up. Although, you know, you give me a chance, I absolutely would figure it out. Now, moving on to Quirky 16, called Plethora of Presents. Yet another Holiday Lemmings level. Hey, it's a slightly more interesting way to do the snow stuff. I am not certain as to what special things I need to do with this, if any. Because this is a level that is very much about slowing down our buddies here. And I guess we let one lemming no, we're letting way too many lemmings die. That's So reset. No, I said reset. Not whatever, I just accidentally clicked. No, wait, no, I wouldn't be able to do that. I only have one builder. Crap. Yeah, that one builder thing is kind of killing me a little bit here, Smalls, because ultimately, I don't 100% know how to slow people down quite that well. Back up slightly. Will that do it? The answer is probably no, but I mean, it could do. Yeah, no, they walk up out of that, I figured. Well, this is most unexpected. Okay, so I want to see if these guys turn around. Yeah, so that's a safe place to turn around. I just don't know how else to, like, slow everyone to a halt here. Let me try doing this. Yes, there we go. That's just right. I just have to time it out better. Yeah, I'm letting you sit on this blank screen because of reasons. Okay, so let's do things for better ranges and stuff here. Go from the absolute last pixel possible. I think this is going to present an issue, because I think that that bridge is going to get cut through, unfortunately. So I'm going to have to do this part a little better. Yeah. Yep. But we have the basic idea mostly here. Oh, that's even better. Yes. This should be mostly foolproof at this point. I say, as myself. But no, we've got it finally. Well, good call to have that one late enough into the pack that that's actually a challenge. That is a real level, which is a bit of a shock considering Holiday Lemmings, but I digress. Here it is, everybody. Menacing! We've got the shortened Genesis Lemmings version of this, but that is still more than enough to see the horrible gore and snakes and when I was a child. This was unfriendly indeed. Okay, so that's the Amiga version of this track for some reason. And yeah, it's a pretty harsh, aggressive, very metal sounding song. I gotta turn it down on my end. I don't know if I can, on the fly, adjust that very readily in OBS, sadly. So if you're dealing with it, you're gonna deal with it. That's all. Oh, oops. Now, of course, things are getting a little bit problematic here because we're sending everybody as a big group. And yeah, this is quickly turning into a bit of an issue. I think I'm just gonna sacrifice a couple of lemmings here because this is some very odd terrain because of how truncated the whole level is. So I'm just going to elect to do a little worse on purpose, basically. Okay, yeah, let's rewind a little bit and do a little bit better bridge stretching here to try to clear this very thin bit of of headway here. It's like we're going under that, the 11-foot-8 bridge here, and we're trying not to get killed. How do I have those out? Well, try not to get killed or get the top of our truck torn off, rather. Which is kind of like a form of death, really. In the abstract. Ah, jeez. Finally, it's over. All right. Now I can turn my own volume back up, and it won't affect the stream whatsoever. Yeah, here we are. I told you there were Lemmings 2 levels in here. Mr. Lemmy lives next door. Quirky 17. This is one from the Classic Tribe. And it is one that I don't remember exactly. But I'm just going to take a guess that we send a climber up and basically make a bit of a loop here. We only need enough bridge to be able to finish the chunk there, so that's fine. Now this, however, this is an interesting bit of business, as we have to bash from the right place to be able to make a bridge over here and mine down. I actually do remember this now that I've taken a moment to look at it. I just don't remember what the ideal place here is, because I'm not good at going, oh yeah, let me draw this 30-degree angle line in my head. You'd think after playing this game for so many years as I have, I'd be a little better at it, but alas, no such anything. Can we turn around on that, like, single pixel of dirt there? Yes. Perfect. That'll let us do this. Slightly less perfect because we just don't have enough. We don't have any bridge. That should be fine, though. I believe that's a legal building technique, and yes, everything is all good to... Oh, no. Oh, geez, no. What are you doing? Who cares? We're allowed to make that sacrifice. So, you know what? Fine. One way or another, this is a level from all the way in Mayhem, but it's probably the easiest Mayhem level in the entirety of Lemmings. It's not even a time press when they show it to you. This, there's a couple of paths here, I believe. Yeah, we should be able to get away with this a couple of different ways. And I'm going to go to the right. Because I feel like doing something a little bit different. Usually when I do this level, I go to the left. Because there's definitely some much more straightforward looking terrain over there. This time, let's try something a little bit more off-center. I mean, truth be told, this isn't going to be hard no matter what, but... yeah, do that. And because the hole has some notches in it, no matter where we go, everything is going to be fine. Ah, damn it. I accidentally hit the wrong key with my finger at the same time that I was pressing the fast forward. It's okay. Like I said, oversensitive keyboard. It'll be fine. We have this basically all done already, so... yeah, so we should be able to literally just watch the rest of the replay, and... easy. Yep. Told you, very easy level for the part of the game where it shows up normally. And in fact, I think we have less tools in that version than we do in the actual version. So, yes, on to another PSP level called Tunnel Vision. We've got 8 lemmings and 8 to be saved. And we got some needle traps here. Which are things we don't see a whole lot of usually, but hey. Interesting to see something a little different. Now, how to deal with this? Because we've got 8 climbers. And to put it simply, not enough builders to make this easy. Or at least not enough to make it obvious anyway. So what I'm going to try doing here is I'm going to try going from further back, actually. Yeah, unpause. This feels too easy, but we'll find out. Okay, yeah, because if we make them climb, they go into the needle traps, and that's not great either. I could probably attempt to go from even further back. Yeah, let's try that. Well, this seems to be a working solution. Let's see how well that pans out, because I don't see how this can go badly at this point. Yeah, that works. I don't think it's what they wanted us to do, but it works. So, good enough. Quirky level 20 is Perseverance. complete this without digging. All right, that I believe is something I already know how to do. I just don't remember off the top of my head if that is the case. Excuse me. Right, you float. And now that we know that this drop is that there's nobody else going to escape, we do that, and yeah, extremely simple level, really. Like we didn't even have to think that through any, but of course I remember that, so the long way around. Now this one I don't remember, so it might be a little bit of a rockier situation here. What have we got for ourselves? We've got a reasonable amount of things and stuff. And none of it particularly makes me happy to see as our primary options here, but it's all right. It's fine. We can't really go up here so much because this is just death and we don't have enough floaters for that. But we are currently kind of lacking in terms of downward mobility here. So it looks like this is going to be a case where we've got to kill a bunch of dudes in order to do any sort of downward action here. So I think maybe doing it this way. 2, 3, 4? Is that a safe drop? That's not a safe drop. So if I did it if I did it a little bit further up here, that should be a safe drop now. Yes. And we're going to make the next 5 lemmings float. Actually, why do I even need to do that? I can just seal this and break through it later. There we go. Now I'm on it. Oh, Xenos is dead now, so you've finished, you beat the trial at the end of Stormblood, the first level 70 trial. Neat. So I think that's where you were. Yeah, no need for another builder and stuff. Oh. No, I'm wrong. Sorry. That's 1 pixel of non-safety. Well. Yeah, that's what I was referring to as Shinrir. I just didn't want to throw the name out immediately in case of, well, yeah. And now all we do is we fast forward, get everybody to the end here. And nice. Got thrown off the platform once. Well, I probably would too because I don't remember the fight offhand, but that's my fault for not running into it in a while. Level 22 of Quirky is the far side. Yet another Mayhem level. But it was also a Mayhem level that was mostly made an issue because of its time limit, which was quite the crunch. In this case, we have ample tools to do our business with. In particular, builders are at the exact opposite of a premium. And our supply of digging tools, our retinue of dirt clearing is quite large. Yeah, the Omega mount. I'm trying to remember which one it is, but yeah, the Omega raids are quite fun. I find them to be pretty good. a lot of the overall gameplay content in Stormblood is quite fun, so yeah. Oh, right, yeah, that's what you're referring to. Gotcha. Well, with level 100 being a thing that you can get to now due to the level cap being that high, I think it is technically possible to be able to solo the final Omega Raid Savage, but I'm not confident of that. Don't take that as necessarily being true. I damn near soloed Kefka Savage in at level 90 as a warrior, so yeah, see, I don't remember for sure because, like, a lot of the mechanics are often a problem for stuff like that. And I mean, also, there's the stat matter. One thing is that as the release of Dawn Trail, there isn't a ton more that is soloable at level 100 yet. But probably that will become more of a thing that's doable as better gear starts unlocking in the later patches. But of course, that's also a ways off for you, so don't think about it too much, I guess, or something. Just know that it can and probably will be a thing that you can do. A lot of them are just body checks. Yeah, that's what I was sort of alluding to, is that a lot of the time it's just like, hey, do you have enough going on here? Oh, neat. And yeah, easy level. Just takes a lot of time because there's a lot of building, a lot of digging involved. Lemmings, no L. Yes, that's a pun, all right. Somebody probably should take the L for that one. Jesus, but is that too mean? I'm sure it's fine. Get that in there, and yeah, so now we've got Lemmings stuck in a weird bit of business here. We should probably max that release rate out so that way we get everybody out the door as soon as possible here. Oh, am I not allowed to do that? No, I can just stack it up here. Four builders should be enough to get us a ladder out of that hole, so that's good. Is it too far back? No, I think we're fine. Yeah, there we go. It's all good. I can look at that in a minute or something. Ooh, yeah, I don't remember this off the top of my head. So, yeah. All right, let's stack these and move on to yet another Genesis interpretation of an Oh No More Lemmings level. This one is Lunchtime. I forget what the original name of it is, though, so... There's some stuff going on here, basically. Yeah, I know, real helpful explanation, but... I don't remember how all of this works off the top of my head, basically. Have that guy block as soon as he hits the ground. By the way, a little trick you can do for various tasks is you can assign them while Lemming is in the middle of an animation like that, and they will just do them at the next possible convenience. Which is very helpful. That's a thing that was added for Neo Lemmings. That was not in the original engine. Alright, so is that a death drop yet? No, but soon... Soon things are going to be getting a little hairy. Like there. Now, we should be good to go at this point, but I did assign one more floater just in case. Can you not build a bridge right over to the exit? Not so much. The fellow we had who was digging was turned around. Pardon me, was facing the other direction, yeah. You can't build in the middle of a climbing, no. So, that is not considered to be, that's considered to not be kosher. But if you assign a climber, to build, I believe they'll build when you get to the top of the climb. Ooh, that went a lot faster. Is that because I was double tapping the F12? Huh. Interesting. No choice but to follow them. Yet another Genesis Lemmings level, but this one is original. This, I don't exactly remember. So let's see what's the deal here. It looks pretty simple so far, I'll tell you that for a reasonable price. But it does kind of look like we want to get into a different one of these cells, because we only have 3 bashers. So this is not really going to be the way, and that they're not going to go through that. Yeah, no. Yes, I believe it is. Quite a lot of the music from the original Lemmings is public domain stuff, this is not a completely unusual thing for a lot of games from the British Isles for the PCs of the late 80s and early 90s. Is you would have a lot of them that use either public domain tracks, or in some cases, very early on in the history of this stuff, you would have many that were using just outright, like, actual copyrighted songs and stuff. And unsurprisingly, there reached a point where quite a lot of them were like, maybe we should probably be a little bit more careful about that sort of thing. And consequently, they started doing a lot more public domain soundtracks. And it is probably not very surprising that a lot of those transferred down to other ports later on, for the case of Lemmings. And I guess for several of the other games, but I'm a little less aware of many of those. So I don't... Yeah, that's not a safe drop at all. That's... But yes, they're quite nice. I like the interpretations of the public domain tracks in this game and all of its ports. Yeah, all right. See you later. Yeah, we have been running a little bit longer than usual, but well, I guess that's because I started late, so what I've just said is not necessarily correct, but we are running to a later time, I guess. I'll try to wrap up kind of soon, I guess, because, yeah, it is almost 11 over here. Which will put me right up to about 3 hours. Quirky level 26. Take care, sweetie. This is another single lemming level, and yeah, oh no, more lemmings, as you could probably guess. They loved the brick tile set in Oh No More Lemmings. They used the heck out of it. Probably because it's quite easy to develop a lot of very precise builds with it. Because most of the brick tile set is unsurprisingly all like hard angles and stuff. This is just a puzzle of resource management, and it is one that can be a little bit tricky because you need to use exactly 4 builders here in order to get where you're going. And so you kind of need to be very careful. Like, we couldn't just go this way, for example, because we go 1, 2, 3, 4, climb, and now we can't turn around. So I remembered that we had to turn around at the start and go this way. And that basically fed me the rest of the solution pretty quickly, because I was like, well, I got 3 builders. How do I do this? That's death drop, so this probably isn't. Levels where you have very little resource, I find, are often a little bit easier than the alternative. Just because it's pretty easy to figure out the solution based on what you can and cannot do. The Island of the Wicker People, quirky level 27. This one is a late tricky level, so it probably feels like it's coming in a little bit deep into proceedings, but you do get some funky architecture here that can cause a little bit of an issue. So I kind of get it. For example, we don't have any floaters. Wait, we don't have any floaters. Shit. I'm trying to think how I usually do this, then. It's not like that, that's for sure. That, maybe? Will that make enough of a gap? No, it won't. Well, dang. And I don't want to waste all of my resources here. We do have a very large leeway for people who can die. So, in fact, I may as well just, like, really abuse that. Oh, jeez. I'm screwing this up horribly, just in general. Alright, now max out that release rate, and... yeah, we lose 2 guys, but that's fine. We've still got enough reserves here. Alright, send our first climber up. Do that. I was gonna say, yeah, that should be safe. Send our second climber. We could have really sent them at about the same time, but I done did an oopsie, so... And we'll prep the third climber, because we're going to need a third one to get through the wall. Yeah, there's a fair amount going on here. I guess I can understand why this is in here so late. It's definitely much more of a real level than the Far Side, that's for sure. Lemming tools. God damn it. Cow tools. What a very strange cultural touchstone that is, right? But also, what a truly fantastic image at the same time. Yeah, see, you were noticing at the exact moment that you needed to make the weird joke. All right, so here's one for the ZX Spectrum called Speed Trap. This is not available in other versions of the game, and I have never seen anything else for the ZX or ZX, depending on your territory, Spectrum. But I'm pretty sure that the Spectrum the Specky never really came out here in America or anywhere else, so like most people would probably know it as the ZX, but regardless, as you might expect from Speed Trap, we only have a limited amount of time. And they are coming out nice and fast. Trying to guess if there's something that will guarantee us that these fellows will be distracted for an optimum amount of time. And the answer I have to that is I don't know. Like, that's probably kind of worthless. Yeah, how badly does this fail? Oh, with the grossness. Well, yeah, no lemmings left. Back skipper restart. It doesn't even give us a fail screen, but we can click the nuke button to see that. Oh boy, I am going to be in a confused state of mind, all right, here whilst I try to hash this out. Alright, I'm hoping that that's good enough here, because we've got a nice big gap between these two lemmings. Oh, jeez, that is not at all going to do it. I do? This is rough. But also mostly because I don't know this level very well. For reasons that you might have been able to ascertain. Can you stop doing that? Yes. No, the back was removed. Butts. There we go. All right, I think we've finally managed to set up the speed trap here. Why'd they all oh, they went out to the wrong side, didn't they? Shit. Shit on a stick. Well, maybe we have to do it in a different position, is all. Let's try from here. I don't think that's going to do it, actually, but... Oh no, larger number of them are spilling out in the correct direction. Yes, 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 it's working. Just need to make sure. Yes! Oh my god, I finally didn't screw it up. But now this is getting really scary, so... Please... Oh! Oh, I was clenched for that. I was going to be incredibly sad if things had not gone the right way. And now you've got this incredibly scary time limit, and there it is. We've done it. Whew, that's a rough level. That's nasty. But it is nice and short, so I guess fair enough for it being there. Level 29, Quirky, another Lemmings 2 level called Tension Sheet, good idea. This one is one where we do have to kill a lemming. This, well, slight correction, we can technically get away with this without killing anybody, but it would be very hard. So, my recommendation, don't do it. Just let the one guy die. It'll be fine. You will recover emotionally, I swear. And I swear quite frequently, so, you know, maybe value that how you wish. Well, that might be a little rough for you then, I guess. Turn around, please. Please turn around. Ah, you jerk. You didn't turn around. Crud. So you want me to dig from that edge a little bit, huh? I think I can make that happen. Yeah, because we have two vertical dirt removers there. Now that should fix our problems. Yep. tapping that's trying to save things. The hell? Eh. Oh no, that's way too early to do that. Never mind. Okay, so here's where I want to see if this could be the tiebreaker here, and the answer is going to be no. Sadly. So yeah, if you want to make this like a race thing, it's really tight, if doable. It's easiest to just have the lemming block at the end in order to stop them and then hit the bomber. Otherwise, though, not a very difficult level. Once you hash out this, I guess. Next, we move on to Izzy Wizzy Lemmings Get Busy. Our third to last level of the difficulty. I'm going to round out the difficulty, and that will be where we end things for the day, I think. The Sean Paul level. Alright, so we make this guy go backwards to form a contingency. Builds on contingency? No, you've done this joke before. The early aughts. Yeah, you would be out here making references of that age, wouldn't you? Crap, that didn't work. See, thankfully all these goofballs all get their shit together at the same time, but... Just like our classic favorite, it wasn't me. Right? Shh. That's not great. Is that far enough? That should be far enough over. Yep. See, not so bad. I just floundered a little bit because I'm bad at things. Cascade. Ooh, this one is funny. As you can, and by funny, I mean terrible, but also 100 lemmings, 10 to be saved. The goal for the talisman is to save 100 out of 100. Now, I'm sure you can guess what's going to happen here, and it's incredibly rude. It's like Zap Brannigan sending wave after wave of his own men out of this trap. Wait, what? Try not to pay attention to what's going on in that part of the screen. In fact, I'm going to fast forward. Oh god, that just made it sound worse. And one more for good measure. Just to make sure you're good and properly disgusted. Otherwise, though, dirt simple level, but that talisman is a little bit esoteric, if I recall correctly. And now for the last level of the difficulty, and then there were 4. This was one of the small handful of 9-minute levels from the original. Here, we don't have a time limit, unless we're taking the talisman, in which case we have to save everybody in under 2 minutes. Yikes. But for now, we are not concerned with that kind of nonsense. We are just going to do things the old-fashioned way. That is to say, slowly and slowly. This dude, I think, builds from the edge, unlike the other one. Now, this is a level where you sort of gotta mentally manage. Well, first of all, you gotta not accidentally doink the F10 key when you're unpausing. And second of all, you've gotta mentally manage who is running out of builder tiles where and when. And that is one of your big, the big trials for you to deal with. One of your big challenges. Not to be confused with a little crocodile fella. Although... Huh? Ah, whoops. I'm telling you, all these, everything going off, I'm not necessarily keeping up the plot here as well as I should. Wait, who just died in the water? Really? That's better. All right, so this should get us... Oh, right. It should, but it won't because I haven't finished everything. But there we go. That's better. See, if we were just a little less bad, we probably could have possibly done 2 minutes. I mean, that doesn't seem completely unviable. 3 minutes to complete that? That seems reasonable. But we'll think about that possibly next time, or more likely a few times down in the future. For now, though, we have finished the first 2 difficulty ratings, and I will continue this probably on Monday or something.